Okay, but real talk for a sec. Have you seen the photos of Moo Dang getting sprayed with water?
Oh, with those eyes.
Right. Like, dude, not again. I'm obsessed.
Totally understandable. The internet is a little bit in love with this baby hippo right now.
That's why we're doing a deep dive today. We're going past the cuteness overload to figure out what made Moo Dang a global icon.
And we've got a great source to help us out with that.
Time magazine, they did a whole article on her. What to know about Moo Dang, the internet's latest obsession. So if you haven't already, check it out.
It's a fun read, walks you through her rise to fame.
Yeah, and, makes you think about some bigger issues too. But first things first, Moo Dang 101. This little rock star was born on July 10th at the Kao Open Zoo in Thailand. And get this, her name, wait for it, means bouncy pig or pork patty.
Seriously, like it's too perfect.
Right. Like they knew she was going to be internet famous. And the Time article does a good job explaining why she's captured hearts. Those expressions, they're almost human.
Totally. It's that relatability factor. We see our own grumpy mornings, our surprised, wait, what? Moments reflected back at us.
And because it's a baby animal, it just hits different.
And our brains are hardwired for that cuteness overload.
Explains why I've sent about 1 million Moo Dang memes to my group chat this week.
Oh, for sure. I saw someone made a cake that's a perfect replica, nostrils and all.
Stop. That's amazing. And the fan art.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. But here's the thing, and Time touches on this too. This isn't just about some fleeting internet fame.
Right. There's a bigger picture here.
Exactly. Moo Dang is a pygmy hippo.
Which, as the article points out, is an endangered species.
Yeah, only about 2,000 of them left in the wild, facing habitat loss, poaching, the whole 9 yards.
It definitely adds another layer to her story, doesn't it?
Right, like, yeah, she's adorable and everyone loves her, but it's also a stark reminder of what we stand to lose.
Exactly. But, and this is where things get really interesting, Moo Dang's popularity might actually be a turning point for pygmy hippo conservation.
Wait, really? How so?
Well, for one, she's brought a ton of attention to pygmy hippos in general. Like, before Moo Dang, I'm not sure I could have picked one out of a lineup.
Me neither. But everyone knows her face now.
And that awareness is huge. The Time article mentioned that some conservation groups have seen a surge in donations, specifically mentioning Moo Dang.
No way. So cuteness can actually, like, save the world.
It's a good start, right? And it's not just donations. The zoo's visitor numbers have apparently doubled since Moo Dang went viral.
Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering about. Because more people doesn't always equal a good thing for the animals.
Exactly. And the article talks about this too, about finding that balance. Like, we love Moo Dang, but that love shouldn't come at the expense of her well-being.
Responsible tourism, right?
Yes. Basically, being mindful that we're sharing this planet with other creatures who deserve our respect.
Which means, what? Not tapping on the glass?
Well, for starters, yes. The article mentioned the zoo is putting up more educational signs, trying to manage the influx of visitors.
I saw that some people were spraying her with water to get her to move closer to the camera.
Oh, yeah. Not cool. And then there was that incident with people throwing food. It's like, come on, guys.
Seriously. It's a wild animal, not a vending machine.
It highlights a bigger question, though. When animals become internet famous, how do we protect them from, I don't know, exploitation?
Especially an endangered species.
Exactly. Like, we've got to be careful that our love for them, even if it comes from a good place, doesn't end up harming them.
That's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the cuteness and forget that there's a real animal with real needs on the other side of the screen.
Right. A whole life beyond our phone screens.
Speaking of which, the article also mentioned Moo Dang zoomate, Muwan.
Ah, yes. The infamous biting incident.
Which, like, yikes. But also a good reminder that these are wild animals.
Exactly. Even the cutest ones have instincts.
So how is the zoo handling all this newfound attention? The good, the bad, the water spraying? Well, the Time article mentioned they're stepping up security, cameras, all that. But they're also being proactive in how they're using Moo Dang's platform.
Like to actually educate people.
Yes. They're putting out a ton of information about pygmy hippos, their conservation, how people can help, even doing Q&As with the zookeepers.
That's awesome. Turn that virality into something good.
Right. Use it as a teachable moment. But it also brings up an interesting question, one I'm not sure the article fully answered.
Ooh, hit me. What is it?
What happens when the next cute animal comes along?
And Moo Dang isn't the internet's newest obsession anymore.
Exactly. Right. What happens to Moo Dang when the spotlight moves on? Will the donations dry up? Will everyone forget?
And more importantly, what happens to the pygmy hippos?
Exactly. And that's what we have to think about.
So how do we make sure this is, more than just a flash in the pan?
Well, the Time article had some good suggestions. Like, remember how we were talking about the zoo using Muding's fame to educate people?
Yeah, the whole teachable moment thing.
Right. I think that needs to be a bigger focus, not just for the zoo, but for all of us.
Like, we need to keep the conversation going, even after the initial cuteness overload wears off.
Precisely. Share articles, donate to conservation groups, learn everything you can about pygmy hippos and their habitats.
And be careful about, where that information is coming from.
Absolutely. Stick to reputable sources, and if you see something that seems off, double check it.
Fake news is everywhere, even in the animal world.
Sadly, yes. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There are actually really simple things we can do every day to help.
Like what? Tell me they involve cheese.
No cheese, sorry. But think about the products you buy. Do they use sustainably sourced palm oil?
Palm oil. That's, in everything.
It is. But deforestation for palm oil plantations is a huge problem for pygmy hippos.
So if I choose a brand that's doing things right,
You're making a difference, voting with your wallet, and if you're planning a trip, support responsible tourism.
instead of those places that let you, ride elephants.
Exactly. Choose experiences that prioritize the animal's well-being over our entertainment.
It's about remembering that we share this planet. We're not just passing through.
100%. And that's a message I think Mu Ding, in her own little hippo way, has helped get across.
She's like a tiny, adorable ambassador for her entire species.
I love that. The accidental conservation icon.
Right. And it makes you think, what if every viral animal got this kind of attention? What if we could harness that power for good?
Now that would be something special.
Right. Anyway, I think that's a pretty good note to end on. Mu Dang might just be one baby hippo, but her story is a powerful reminder that every action, no matter how small, can make a difference.
And sometimes the cutest things can spark the biggest conversations.
Absolutely. So keep diving deep, stay curious, and let's keep making noise for the creatures who need it most. Until next time.